Hey, what's up? Welcome to Degen Ed. That's degenerative education, meaning none of this is financial advice. Just me having fun looking at charts, like the charts behind me, which are Chewy, ticker symbol CHWY. And I will also be going over Matterport, ticker symbol MTTR, as well as SOFI Technologies, ticker symbol SOFI. And this video is to serve as a follow-up on the 5 stock video that I put out on, I believe, January 11th. I made a couple good calls in that one, a couple not so great calls. As you can see, I was debating whether it's bullish or bearish. But yeah, I think that we got some confirmation, some follow-throughs. Basically, things ended up bearish for all of these stocks, but I do think that they have arrived at key levels and we might be seeing turnarounds, so we'll have to wait and see. And so the first stock I'm going to go over is Chewy, which you can see here. So during that video, I added all of these purple lines, and they seem to have held up as support. So here with Chewy, which closed on January 17th, at a price of $18.99. We did get these 2 candles that came down the past couple days with tails coming below this bottom level at a price of $18.55 that I had previously identified based on the consolidation that we see over here, it acting as resistance there, with me suspecting that would act as support in the future. And that seems to be what we're getting. You can also see in the volume profile, there's a nice little shelf there. So it does look like we have seen a bounce. While the open of today was below $18.55, opened today at $18.50, hitting a low of $18.24. But we did get a close much higher near this top line at $19, just being kind of a psychological level, round number. But so hopefully we can see some continued move to the upside into the last 2 days of this week. But I do think that with this kind of volume shelf here, I do expect this level 1855 to hold as support. But if it does not, and we do start to get closes below it, especially if we start to close below 1824, the low of the day, we could start to see much lower prices because there doesn't seem to be much volume traded below these levels, specifically at like 1830, where this volume shelf kind of dips in a little bit. And also, I do want to point out with this one and all of them, RSI is currently above 30, so they're nearly in oversold territory, but not just yet. So it is quite possible prices could go lower. However, it's quite possible that we could be at or near bottom, at least near-term bottom. And then so moving on to the next ticker, Matterport here. Same type of thing. I drew 2 purple lines there based on this consolidation that we had previously seen. And while Matterport did not dip as low as Chewy relative to these lines yesterday, we did see a dip to the lower level at $2.19, hitting a low on the day today of $2.18. And we did see a an open of $2.21, but moved to the upside during trading, closing at $2.26, which actually happens to be above both of these lines, with the top one at $2.25. Also, just like with Chewy, do see a volume shelf here just below this bottom level. So it does seem like this consolidation over here that was prior resistance has served as support. So hopefully we are able to maintain these levels and establish some support here and then move higher. But we will have to see. And just want to note again that the RSI is not yet at 30. 37.11 on the day. But yeah, I do think that, with this one, there are some gaps to the upside, these blue lines. Also do want to note there's a gap to the upside for Chewy as well. Blue tends to be gaps for my charts. So I do think there is some potential for the upside, but it does look like because there was consolidation here, it does look like $2.36, where this dashed red line is, that could be acting as resistance, as we do see this shelf over here. So hopefully we do get some consolidation and then a move to the upside, as long as that consolidation is not bearish. We'll have to see. And then SOFI, this is perhaps the most interesting, most complex of these two. I only had one purple line on this one, which I drew at $7.50. We did get a dip below that on the day, January 17th, to a low of $7.37, but we did get a close right around, let's see, $7.53, so above that purple level. We also had an open at that level, so it does look like we got kind of a nice doji or cross, on the day, suggesting that buyers are stepping in below $7.50. However, with this chart, you might notice there is this downtrending parallel channel. I had gone over that in previous videos, and so I would say it is a little bit concerning that the price today did close within that channel. So, if I zoom in here, we can see that it is kind of sandwiched between the top of that channel and this purple line that I have drawn here. So, that is a little precarious. It does look like there is a volume shelf below this purple line here. So hopefully that does serve as support and we don't get any closes below about $7.42. But I do want to note, this long-standing channel that price was previously in, and it is quite possible that this was a head and shoulders that did break to the downside. And if I were to take a measurement from the, let's see, the top of that head down to, let's see, around, let's say this red dashed line is the neckline, just being approximate. And then that measurement, that would suggest that price could continue down further into the channel, potentially trading, further to the right here to fill these gaps while in this channel. And so these gaps I had pointed out months ago, and they are at $6.05 and $5.48. So hopefully it doesn't trade down that low, but it is good to be prepared for that in case it does happen. Hopefully we do get a bounce with this volume shelf here acting as support, the consolidation price action over here, and we do get a move back above the channel to then test this level right around $8 at $7.88. Which might be resistance now moving forward into the future. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. And I will be doing updates, so make sure you subscribe. And if you found my thoughts helpful, make sure you like the video and share your thoughts in the comments below. Happy to do updates on these tickers and any that you request in the comments. Thanks a lot for watching and have a nice night.